A lot of dictionaries exist. It's just blowtorching.
Just having fun. Yeah.
Wars in general or missionaries. Just lollygagging around. Announcement.
Here, Chef Extravaganza. Remember when we played that game?
The new spokesperson for you. Whoa, why?
Alert, enthusiastic, and that's all that's important. Construction.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah. Criticism associations. And assassinated him.
We are accelerating.
Just an undercover investigator.
No. Shells and like exoskeletons. Before we had explanations for why speedrunners, maybe some strawberries and bananas on it. That was like some otherworldly being.
I'm still gonna dress him presidential. Individually.
Just some guy nonchalantly just
Impoverished and pathological liar.
Ryan, are we the infestation?
Up there to a very inaccessible place.
I don't fucking know.
Pocket organization guide.
I got 5 snowboarders. AI difficulty is that hard.
At a disadvantage from the fucking beginning.
Stormbreaker.
They used to have intellectual discussion.
Yeah.
Orchestrated music.
This huge-ass cheeseburger.
Point out the negativities. You can put custom catchphrases in. Speaking of billionaires, I had a dream last night.
Internet capabilities, man. Just onomatopoeia noises.
Objectifying.
Oh, well, the moon's disappearing.
Biologically.
Really contemporary church. Hold indefinitely.
Area of the neighborhood it's in.
Absolutely breathtaking. But I did.
And he continuously tries to do the joke.
For like white supremacists.
Are crickets and grasshoppers in the same bug family?
Fucking buckets of firecrackers.
Well, like implications of sending a nuke.
Julian was we saw Ghostbusters with Chris and Ding Dong and Julian. And
Be the first to congratulate you.
It's heartwarming.
Like microwavable meals.
a smoker is constricting Bill.
I'm contributing to Wikipedia
Unless
now.
Like the counterpoint to that.
Astronaut professional?
Fingerprints have her old name.
Feels like all those frustrations will have gone for nothing. Or had her first menstruation.
Yeah.
So you're like invulnerable for that turn, maybe.
It's this weird like subconscious feeling as if
Foreign interference in it.
Why Christianity?
In a ping pong championship. My own incompetence. Dirty Palestinians.
you could say that.
Companies with personalized news feeds.
I could discriminate between any moms.
Brickleberry was bad.
The person that disconnected.
Ryan, there were pterodactyls back there.
No. Slight overreaction, but adult Matthew.
Because you're interrupting me every time I say something.
Different perspectives. It's so good.
I should start blindfolding.
Demoralizing it.
As big of a breakthrough as
An inconvenient sequel.
Oh.
There you go. North Korea successfully launched another one. Start outnumbering
Grandparents. Super volcano.
He wasn't Snapchatting me.
Just like multitasking.
The designated congregation for every loud black woman in the world, so.
Unforgivable.
I just counteracted.
We can have confirmation on that?
Or physical deficiency supposed to do.
Beasts are incompatible with my circuitry. It's just doing somersaults now.
I'm like historically, right? Step further and do Neanderthals.
Just carelessness and not strategizing. I don't want that to happen this time.
Is it true about demonetization?
That's more because millionaires.
If Danny straightened his wig and dyed it.
I believe in superstition, but sometimes I bet Jesus snored. He got stomach aches.
Interstellar's deep, dude. It's like subdivision stuff or malnourished.
A family of caterpillars called fatterpillars that are really fat.
We just disrespected all of Russia.
Calculations within milliseconds. I mean,
Come up with the descriptions for items in this game. That'd be beautiful.
I'm not a goddamn encyclopedia.
you got that multicolored pocket flap. You got disemboweled in a cow field, and throwing up gets you disqualified in Fear Factor.
Making noises out of anticipation. Learning disabilities. We're whitewashing slaves. Kindergarten.
8th grade.
Oh, 8th.
Nice, dude.
Shoop-de-whoop?
Dare misrepresent.
Today I'm interviewing a very cute boy.
Regarded as being deliberately ignorant or old-fashioned.
And we found a dead cow and a dead calf on the side of the road and investigated it. And it was fucking disgustingly good.
On Billie Eilish, I legitimately like have
Amounts of money from scholarship. Inflammatory. Ridiculously hungry. All right, Ryan, we've only consistently gotten like really last place in every race so far.
Ooh, destructible terrain. I love it.
Compensation, you receive a bonus.
Chemotherapy makes you pee blood.
Game this unremarkable. Respectful artists collaborated with similarities.
Zach Galifianakis.
revitalizing.
Bodybuilding. Dole Food Company Incorporated. Insufferable.
Given the availability to
Blackberry.
We got our independence.
kids better be fucking appreciative of. Not wait for those two blockbusters.
My resurrection.
Intimidation is an entertaining bit out of it.
Not even like romantically. You dingle-faced fire extinguisher.
Can we get a mad appreciation thread going? A skateboarder falling on his.
You're right, more backtracking.
I've never been snowboarding, but God, do I love skiing. And he feels like he has to live up to the expectation of his like really genius father, who obviously accomplishes a lot.
I have zero recollection of doing that.
Is it uncalibrated?
So all I do is flick it. Is the significance. Oh, you disappointed.
What have I done? I rediscovered these Facebook pages I made. The correctional facility.
Speaking of sponsorships,
I'm a little too encapsulated by this cutscene.
Covenant is.
Confederates versus the Union. I know how it works.
There's no fucking downloadable content.
Conventional.
Reinvigorate again.
Crossing compilations for people that
Discouraging someone from certain psychedelics can be used for therapeutic
like shrooms and
You know, the congregative group
he's just too rambunctious.
or the circumcisions.
You
I
would
hope
think
not.
you think a cardiologist would be like fucking bullshitting right now.
As a prophylactic,
And
start
really?
in the air conditioners
Why the-
on. Little collectibles leading to the police station right there. Deep Mind Technologies.
Unfathomable amount of Baja Blast. Like I'm gonna collectively assume everyone's doing pretty good. I like butterscotch pudding the best.
You keep my commandments.
What about bench warmers? An app called Couch Surfing. He is Jesus Christ reincarnated.
Ms. Turner Broadcasting something.
So like the recreational department? Unsatisfying. So it's really concentrated with the ethanol gas. Fuck! Takes like a sledgehammer. Photographic.
Like one of those occupational games.
Yeah. Like I like Civilization, but also there's that part of me that's like, that's
Remember, if the protagonist's dad is white, like billionaires and corporations literally don't pay taxes.
stop regenerating it.
Someone masturbating.
Earthquake preparation. The mitochondria?
Thousands of people meticulously working.
Like I appreciate your intelligence.
Only 10 more interactions with Gulliver.
2 marshmallows now. Hysterically funny.
In the Super Mario World expansion pack only released for the Super Nintendo.
Divine intervention.
Okay, should I pray for you?
Please pray.
Okay.
It's like really straight edge, and I was like,
Have you seen playthroughs where people
Could fight mythological beasts.
he's establishing shots with
Well-
very disapproving
well,
looks.
give us a-
enlightening, I'd say is a good word. By keeping your subscription active, fuck McAfee, dude. My expectations.
American nationalists.
off complex conspiracies and the Rugrats versus the Wild Thornberrys movie or
Correlations between apparently foreshadowed 9/11 because it shows an airplane flying, and then vein is I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Natural testosterone.
a quote unquote art installation.
That's intimidating me. I like the combinations of green and blue. Unbelievably good. And then my registration. Steven Tyler's unattractive as hell.
Keep in mind, you will not get the satisfaction of seeing us.
Your trigonometry class.
That's the prerequisite.
Fucking thunderstorm hits.
It halts the transmission, but if you only have
Domesticated, just not
It's not transmitting for the top one.
receiving mutual masturbation from a fiend, or it could be a male partner.
mutual,
Graphics are surprisingly really fucking good. The teleprompter so tremendously bad, and
and he did this on like Transformers set.
I specifically remember transferring the footage to a hard drive.
Tomorrowland.
That's not unbelievable.
Okay. In some like abbreviations, you
Reincarnation was real,
drug paraphernalia,
theoretically. Interestingly,
renegotiating designers, nutritionists. I have the shit.
one of Nintendo's most controversial decisions.
I totally overestimated how long of a shit my boy was gonna take. Transgendered people.
Yep. Yeah, it painstakingly made it
Well, I
when
mean,
he was
you're
a
about to-
child.
there-
He's also a Scientologist.
Luigi's consciousness was linked to Luigi's.
These inspirational quotes, and then you go to us, and it's just
The marketability of the only party that was irresponsible. Sexualization of
resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization. The unknowingness of what this feeling is. That's a contradicting message. It's gotten progressively worse. Most of it's always underwhelming, and then
1910's contraceptive sponge.
would be so fundamentally different.
It's unintentional.
No, I know it's. That's why I said it was accidental racism.
Powerful e-commerce functionality. You cultural appropriating pissant would be the most stereotypical name.
Talk about superstition. Pretty environmental
Fauna.
design.
An untrustworthy piece of shit. It hit Massachusetts, Matt.
Psychologists, preservatives and shit.
Did this whole questionnaire and
I wish a telemarketer would call me.
Like you'd have conversations about it, give each other tips, and
Memorializing appropriately. Instant gratification versus realistically bottling manufacturers. Like a hallucination, or like I think you misunderstood me when I said when I put Doug Walker in my ears, I really put Doug Walker in my ears. Stop! It's steering me automatically now.
I don't think had any themes of homosexuality in it. I'm gonna use invincibility to get to the end.
Related or corresponding events.
Desensitizing people
Imperfections.
through multiple relationships on RuneScape.
It's supposed to be read sarcastically.
Volcano with a roller coaster.
Guilt, or is that like a misconception?
Throbbing, and I start hallucinating. The contamination, because for all 6 grandchildren, oh, I fucking love rollerblading. Black and white, like monochromatic. That's Bart Simpson impersonation.
Disconcerting is that
I was like a master at swordsmanship. Thanksgiving's honestly one of my favorite holidays, though.
Is-
Pedodetta good at it? Festival documentaries on Netflix and Hulu, right?
speaking of pronunciation
So Peter Popoff was this televangelist.
and character customization,
It's really inconsiderate. It's like superstitious.
just the ramifications of knowing.
A specific law against crucifixion in American law. It's an indispensable tool for any trainer on an adventure. Cool.
Elmer Fudd will be transitioning to if there were like doppelgangers, there's something instinctually in me seeing a blind old man walk into jail.
You know how disrespectful that.
3 inches off the circumference. Intelligently designed, mushy dramatization of it. If you watch the interrogation.
Fast teleportation. Someone might have pickpocketed me for my saltwater spray that goes in my nose. I would place women's undergarments in my...
Because we're stupid and unintelligent. Leads to ventriloquist-based cancer.
Because there's so much documentation.
People who already thought it was uninteresting.
Exposed, whistleblower on the run.
I'm unsubscribing if this happens again.
You know, what's disappointing is just that they hyped this game up so much.
Kleptomaniacs. Meme enlightenment. I had a lot of misadventures on the bus. I had a kid.
Oh, and sweet micro machines, TM.
Shane Dawson TV.
It's such an old trend. Play as skateboarders in it now. It's made in commemoration of some event.
It mispronounces everyone else's name, so just fucking Cumster.
3 seconds, it exponentially increases. And back in the dawn of the new technological age, and they're like,
Naming sensibilities.
I'm experimenting around with this
We need an overabundance.
suave, sophisticated gentleman. Given circumstance for the men with the flamethrowers. They super overcorrected. It was very disheartening.
A plumber in a side-scrolling world.
I can only imagine the embarrassment she's feeling.
Unnecessarily
Feel commemorative Medal of Honor really is heartbreaking. There's 2 possibilities. I could
interactivity.
press the upperclassmen so they would do it.
Predetermined.
This game being exceptionally hard. Like psychological games.
Yeah. Illustrations by Ryan McGee.
Informational pieces.
Having some more complications.
Granddaughter. Anna's incapacitated.
Bad luck. The game intentionally has done the replayability.
Ooh. Revolutionize some shit.
He has like paranoid schizophrenia.
Comparatively, significantly lower price.
The only way of communicating is
Violate international copyright.
10 smackaroonies. Thessalonians.
100% independently.
More introspective. Narratively and stylistically.
No interruptions.
Is this the transatlantic accent? My mom likes to psychoanalyze shit in our weird transitionary period.
Very uncomfortable.
So like geometrically.
Choreographed. Positive reinforcement.
Russian entrepreneurs.
Levels differentiate.
His gun malfunctioned.
Been investigating. Related to like velociraptors, I think.
Of indeterminate species.
Stealing and manufacturing.
It was also just kind of reinvigorated.
Okay, I'm going to radioactivity.
Like there'd be a big concentration. It's theologists.
Full type of restructuring and conversation.
You know what
about
they
it.
say, Ryan?
Syndrome.
Is there a schizophrenic Let's Play channel?
And rediscovering them.
I'm talking about your uncircumcised anteater dick, bro.
Statistically, if we
Yeah, it unfortunately has to be censored for YouTube because
unspoken communicative thing, you know, where it's like
Underestimated you, cup face. Pop sensation. I was like, the unhealthiness actually has no repercussions. Have a confrontation with the wife.
schedule a reappointment. We're going to strategically make our way back on top.
Nintendo said they characterized Bowser after Donald Trump. Visualization of it's in chronological order.
Better one for breastfeeding, so it's nice aesthetically.
Ready for an unforgettable luncheon.
Do
And I own my electrolarynx.
yes.
And contemplative. For beautiful constellation.
Yeah.
Am I contractually obligated to do that? Yes!
Tyrannosaurus. It's very anticlimactic
Like in your early developmental
in
stages.
terms of conservatives
It's such a condescending thing to say still.
and disinterested and
The discrepancies?
all of television.
Like a congressional hearing. Your individuality.
He needs encouragement.
Vision is deteriorating.
Let's try our buddy Jacksepticeye.
Distinctively unique.
Metamorphosis of a character.
Not to do anything inappropriate.
I take opportunities.
Then your body involuntarily will. You're overcorrecting, buddy. This is quintessential
Gerrymandering.
reinforcements.
You're just throwing disinformation out there about me.
make money off of the advertisements.
Your design customization. Like school administration member.
Smaller.
Just proportionally.
yeah.
SpongeBob, because the representation.
Anti battle wholeheartedly on price with glasses are a defining characteristic of.
Characters in a blaxploitation film who just
It's an antidepressant, but
Want to get antiperspirant
Oh, Billy, don't cock-a-doodle-doo.
because evolutionarily they don't need. This cinematography is blowing my mind.
Attractiveness, like.
Your comfortability and what you'd want. I understand like gentrification, honestly,
Okay. Communications severed.
because of claustrophobia.
And I'm not excommunicated yet.
The snickerdoodles.
be counterfeiting some cash. Fuck off, Lance.
I do have a predisposition.
Ridiculous. It's misinformation. Czechoslovakia point,
Can I get
baby.
a
A music recommendation.
more of a cryptocurrency.
more people than hippopotamuses a year?
Like most things in life, Ryan. Lies and disappointment. Hypothetically, for all you completionists out there, groundbreak cause hallucinations. Photographer extraordinaire?
Historical implementation of racism. Public transportation.
Margaritaville, it is 5 o'clock somewhere, Ryan.
You're fixing an overpopulation problem. I could be misremembering this.
Own interpretation.
Bad
Superintendent.
That's understandable.
Mathematically.
Let's do some pharmaceutical company.
No, just overprotective, not assholes. Don't.
Your qualifications are irrelevant. Don't laugh, Ryan. Systematically.
and not metaphorically. Like
A philanthropist.
philanthropist.
You astronomically fuck this one up.
Gets inconvenienced.
Transformation.
Well, I'm big into capitalization, you know what I'm saying?
The infrastructure, big collaborations. Take accountability.
A grayish violet with sophistication.
Recreationally, 10th of your subscribership. Then they made ridiculousness.
Like they're all interconnected.
And see the predictability.
Like reconstructive surgery to make
Fine establishments.
this unprofessional company.
Like sensationalist.
Making the constellations in that game.
A lot of circumstantial evidence
Slavery, disenfranchised, like methamphetamine or crack.
of aliens looking anthropomorphic like this. Representatives.
This area is pretty straightforward.
Pharmaceuticals. Rationalization behind a little more environmentally conscious. Unintentional reintroductions of
Trustworthiness to mine.
internationally.
Down because it's misrepresenting their brand. Supermega school for extraordinarily talented individuals. Like unrealistically skinny.
Instantaneously.
Assessing your credit worthiness.
To lead to rationalizations.
There was a miscommunication.
Okay, it was just a misunderstanding.
Oh,
Interdimensional child molesters.
Overcompensating for it.
like environmentalist people, like I took irresponsibility for granted. Extraterrestrial life. Counterterrorism.
Depressurization. Doors, that's very counterintuitive.
Hey,
Being an anesthesiologist is like
remember the intersectionality.
You have misunderestimated my microtransactions
A
record.
huge cock.
Ray
He
William
has
Johnson?
A huge cock.
Absolutely. Of the Constitutionalist Party.
Commercialization. Tetrahydrocannabinol.
cannabinol, that's what it is.